Hi everyone, I'm Jen Foley, Democratic candidate for Tennessee House of Representatives in District 65. I just wanted to share something with you today that I'm really proud of. My op-ed was published in the Sunday edition of the Tennessean in this special section commemorating the 19th Amendment. There I am. This is really a thrill for me, and I'll probably keep this paper forever. So I wanted to say thank you to the Tennessean and to David Plazas, who is the editorial director for this honor. But op-eds are only supposed to be 500 words, so there was a lot that I wanted to write that I didn't have space for, and so I just wanted to share a few more thoughts with you today about these issues. The ratification of the 19th Amendment happened 100 years ago today, and Tennessee played a huge role of that, and it's a big deal because a lot of people fought really hard to win this right to vote for women. But it's important to remember that not every woman received the right to vote 100 years ago. Black women and Native American women had to wait another 40 plus years before they had the right to vote. So I hope as we celebrate this milestone for women that we learn from the mistakes of the past and realize that we need to all work together for inclusive rights. And when we work together, we're all stronger. And so, I've never taken my right to vote for granted. I've tried to participate in every election I possibly could. But one of the main points that I wanted to make in that op-ed is that I think a lot of people here in Tennessee do take that right for granted, both men and women, people of color and white people. We are we have some of the lowest voter turnout in the country. In 2016, our state ranked 49th in voter turnout for the presidential election. And among women, we rank 45th in the country for voter turnout. And that's a problem. It's a problem because it means only a small percentage of our state population is choosing our elected officials. Those officials make important decisions about our daily lives. And it also means that Tennessee isn't really a red state. It's a non-voting state. And we have the power to change that. So we all need to be looking at our elected officials to make sure that they're representing our interests and the issues that matter to us. Right now, most of our state representatives and senators are men. That's a problem because women make up over 50% of our population here in Tennessee, but we don't have equal representation in our state government. And that imbalance is reflected in state legislation that takes away our right to make decisions about our reproductive health care. That imbalance also is reflected in the metrics and statistics that we use to analyze quality of life here in Tennessee. Tennessee is 5th in the nation for the number of women who are killed by men every year. 40% of female-run households live in poverty. Women in Tennessee make up 2/3 of the low-wage workforce. And there's a ton of other dire statistics and metrics that I could cite for you. And it's really unfortunate. And I was shocked to realize that a lot of those statistics and metrics are on par with the economic and health and safety of women in developing countries. So I held a PhD in anthropology, and there's a subfield of anthropology called applied, or sometimes it's called public anthropology. And anthropologists working in that subfield work with organizations like the World Health Organization to study the impact of programs that are designed to improve the lives of people in developing countries. They want to know whether or not, an initiative to distribute food is effective or something like that. And consistently, what this research finds is that programs and legislation that's designed to improve the economic opportunities, the health and safety of women have rippling effects throughout their communities. So when women especially are healthy, they feel safe in their communities. They're not being raped and murdered. And when they have economic opportunities, they reinvest their money and their energy into their households, into their communities, and everyone, by extension, is lifted up by those women and the policies that were set into place. And so this is part of the reason I decided to run for office, because I think our state government needs the perspective of women and mothers, and people who will fight for legislation that improves the lives of women, children, and working families. Right now, our state government is focused on the economy and bringing big businesses to the state. And that goal is fine. It's good because it brings jobs to our state. But let's make sure that everyone benefits from those policies and economic opportunities. Tennessee gives huge tax incentives and grants to already wealthy corporations like Facebook and Amazon to build offices here. Why can't we make sure that some of that money is used to build daycare centers within those structures and offices? Because a lot of the problem that keeps women out of the workforce here is the lack of childcare. I know I experienced that myself. A lot of our state has what they call a child care desert. There's just not enough childcare to care for all the kids in the area. And it's not always affordable for working families. How about we make sure that the companies that are they're relocating here offer their employees a living wage or paid family leave or flexible schedules and telecommuting opportunities so that women and working families can balance their family life and their professional careers. Those are just some of the examples of policies that could have enormous impact on the lives of all Tennesseans. So, my main message to you on the 100th anniversary of the 19th Amendment is that we still have a lot of work to do here in Tennessee. But we have a great tool to make that work happen, and that is our right to vote. So please get out there in November. Make sure you're not only voting for the president, but who's going to lead your state government. Be informed about who's on your ballot for state representative and state senator. And hopefully there's a woman running in one of those races. Thanks. Have a great day.